I hope I get a lot of laughs tonight because I really want to make my father proud of me. See, my father is still disappointed from my bar mitzvah. He's a Lutheran. From Germany. I know, that's hard to believe. A lot of people say to me, that's funny, you don't look Lutheran. See, my mother is Jewish. Yes, and she married my father. Strange how they met, too. They were in Argentina, hiding out from each other. This is not my real name, Jeremy Vernon, but being half Jewish and German, I just couldn't use my real name. Bernie Hitler. No, I lied. I made it up. But I am half and half. That part is true. You know how confusing that is? Like, when I was a little kid, I never knew which side of my ethnic background to follow. I mean, on my 13th birthday, my parents got together and chipped in and bought me a gift to hang around my neck, a religious medallion. It was called a mezuzafix. Yeah, I had my bar mitzvah at Our Lady of the Immaculate Condominium. I used to wear a little black yarmulke, or skull cap, with an iron spike on top. And I remember when we were all kids playing in Central Park, I had a ritual. I would invade the playground and conquer the sandbox. Then I would subdivide and rent it out to 100 Puerto Rican kids. I came from a neighborhood of many ethnic types and people from all walks. As a matter of fact, I remember there was a tough Irish gang, and one day I was coming home from school, and they surrounded me. And the leader came over to me and said, "Hey, are you Jewish?" I said, "Not necessarily." You see, I can go both ways. And then on a few blocks further up, there was a Puerto Rican gang. They looked like the West Side Story, the Sharks, you know. And I decided I better protect myself. If I have to walk through their turf, I could blend in with camouflage. So I put on my darkest makeup. I learned how to move and sing in Latin. And I came down the 3 blocks from the subway to my house like this. Qué bonita bandera, la bandera puertorriqueña. And 4 Polish guys beat the tar out of me. Every day at 6:30. I want to tell you about this. You see this little bracelet I'm wearing? I got this in Africa. I travel a lot, luckily, in this business. And I was sent to Africa by the dating game. And this was given to me... East Africa, right. This was given to me in Mombasa by Motumwe no Chube Lobungu, formerly Leroy Brown. It's made, it's actually made from elephant hair. It's made from the hairs in an elephant's trunk. Yes, and this bracelet is very rare because you can't find too many natives who are willing to go over to an elephant and start pulling hairs out of it. Each native only gets 1 shot at that in a lifetime because the elephant never forgets, you see. Same native could come back 20 years later, the elephant sees him and says, "Uh-oh, look out, here comes Fingers." Wow. I just had a marvelous job I want to tell you about. I was appearing on a cruise ship. Have you ever been on the luxury liners? It's a great life. And boy, do they feed you. 14 times a day. You want to see some people pig out. Oh my gosh. When those people come home and get off the ship and their friends come to meet them at the pier, "Hey, Fred, welcome home. Say, where's Ethel? Is she still on the ship?" "That ain't a ship, that is Ethel." And you know, some of the true things that happen to us are funnier than anything that I could ever make up for you. This happened to me on the ship. I'm a single guy and I travel alone. And I was on the ship, I did my show, and the next morning on deck, on the sun deck, I met a very attractive young woman. And she hadn't seen the show, didn't know who I was. And we were getting along just fine. And then something happened that killed it. A little old lady, about 85 years old, with white hair, wizened skin, and wrinkles, came over to us, right in the middle of the conversation, tapped me. She said, "Excuse me, I just want to tell you, you were great last night. Thank you." Killed us. Oh, gosh, it isn't easy being single. I've tried. I played house with a girl once, but I had problems. See, she used to pick on me all the time, pick on me. And there was one big complaint, because I left the commode seat in the bathroom standing. She was trying to train me to keep it lying down, which I think is kind of a silly request. I mean, who's to say which is the correct position? I think each person should adjust it for his own use, you know. And you know the reason that she gave? Do you know what it feels like to get up in the middle of the night and sit on a cold porcelain rim? No, I really don't. I never tried that. Why would I? You know. I mean, don't you look before you sit anywhere? I'm always hung up with rules, because I try to obey rules. And then the women, if you don't obey their rules, they get even with you. You know, they'll redecorate the bathroom. They'll put a big fuzzy carpeting around the water tank and another cover over the lid. It's so thick you can't get the darn thing to stand up if you want to. It's just the wrong angle. I mean, it may hover there for a few seconds and then...